Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you want to learn how to make this box. This is perfect for any occasion such as Valentine's Day, graduations, anniversaries, birthdays, etc. So if you would like to find out how I made it, then just keep on watching. Before I start this video though, I do want to show you guys how I set up my camera to get an aerial point of view because I don't have all that fancy equipment and I found it kind of funny. So let me just pop that in here and show you guys really quick, because when you want to do something, you better do what you gotta do to do it. So here's behind the scenes. Little did you this is one of those little suction cups that you can put onto your car for when you're driving, and I put it on this, what is this called, like a pot, and then I just clamped my phone onto this and it was just looking down. So that's that. And then that's my vanity. That's my vanity for my room. Shout out to my mom because she helped me put it up there, and we actually put tiles in the back right there so that it wouldn't tilt over. So the struggle is real, but it works. So let's start off with our materials. Obviously, you can adjust anything to your liking. This is what I used. I used a box, some fresh washed strawberries, some white chocolate chips, some mini chocolate chips and milk chocolate chips, mini cupcake holders, some Hershey's cookies and cream, some Oreos, decor for the bottom of my box, some wax paper, mini plastic bags, and obviously wine of your choice. First step obviously is you're going to want to wash your hands. Then wash your strawberries and pat them dry with a clean paper towel or anything that you can find that really absorbs the moisture. So what I'm going to do next is put my chocolate chips in a little pot, or I don't know what this would be called, with some oil. And I like to add oil because I feel like it makes the chocolate a lot, like it thins it out and it makes it really smooth. I don't know if that makes sense. Same thing with my white chocolate chips. I'm going to just eyeball it and put a little bit amount of oil. And usually I would do a lot more, but since I was doing this just for the video, I didn't really put that much chocolate into my pans. I don't know if you can tell, but this is my own homemade double boiler, and I basically put a smaller pot at the bottom with some water, and I set this bigger one on top, and so that way it doesn't touch the water. And as you can tell, it melts the chocolate really nice in my opinion, and this is how I've always done it, and it works out really good for me every time. So, and then here I'm just showing you guys the progress for the white chocolate, which is on the other side of the oven, I mean the stove, but you can't see it. So while the chocolate is melting, which should be on the lowest setting by the way, so that it doesn't burn your chocolate, I'm going to go ahead and prepare some of the toppings for some of the strawberries. So I'm just going to take that bag of Oreos and scrape off the middle of it, the cream part, and just keep the chocolate part and smash it. Now I'm going to take a pan. Yes, I'm using a pan, I don't care. And place some wax paper on it. You can use a plate, a tray, whatever you have. And I'm going to use this to place the strawberries onto so that I can put them in the fridge. And the wax paper is really good for allowing the strawberries to lift up easily. They don't stick to the wax paper, so that's why I like to use that. So here I'm going to prepare my first strawberry. Make sure to peel back all the leaves. So go ahead and dip it in. I usually do use a skewer to dip my strawberries in, but I was so nervous that I just forgot about that step. So this was my first attempt to make this strawberry. So what I did at first was just take the strawberry and dip the whole thing into the crumbs, which, as you will see later, I ended up hating, and I ended up keeping that strawberry for myself and not actually put in the box. So for the second one, I just placed it on the wax paper, and I decided to sprinkle the Oreo crumbs onto it instead of dip it in like the first one, and I actually ended up loving this one a lot better. So here I'm going to prepare for the next strawberries, which I forgot to show these sprinkles in the beginning, but you will need sprinkles if you decide to make strawberries with some sort of sprinkle on them. I also started to think with my brain, and I used the skewer that I usually use to make my strawberries and dip it in with that. If you're running low on chocolate or don't have that much chocolate in your pot, for example, me right now, I take a spoon or a fork and I use it to help me cover the very tips of the strawberry to cover all of it. Now for this strawberry decor, I'm going to take some bigger candy pearls and some smaller candy pearls to kind of make an ombre or gradient effect. So I'm going to take the bigger pearls and really kind of pack them in towards the top and just do that all the way around and just make them pretty close, pretty tight. Then I'm going to take the smaller pearls and I'm going to fill in the gaps, all the gaps in between the larger ones. Fill in all those gaps and then even work your way down towards the smaller tip of the strawberry a little bit. And just put very little amounts the further you go towards the tip, if that makes sense. Okay, so now that I let the strawberries on the left cool down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add the Hershey's bars onto them. So here what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of Elmer's glue and putting it, I'm just kidding. I'm taking a little bit of white chocolate and putting a dot onto each strawberry to act as a glue to keep the Hershey's bar on the strawberry. Okay, so the next set of strawberries are going to be very simple. All you're going to need is a bowl and your mini chocolate chips. And all you're going to do is take your chocolate dipped strawberry and dip it into this bowl of mini chocolate chips. So now I'm actually going to turn this white chocolate into pink, but before I do that, I'm going to scoop a little bit of my white chocolate into one of those little bags because I'm going to use it as a piping bag later in the video. Another thing I forgot to mention was food coloring. If you do want pink, you will need red food coloring or whatever color you want. And I'm just going to add 2 drops of this into my chocolate because I want a very light pastel pink color. So for the pink strawberries, I'm just going to leave them pink without any decor because I will be decorating them here in a little bit. Okay, and so now that all the strawberries are done for this box, I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the fridge while I get the box ready. Something else I forgot to mention was the roses, but I mean you can see them in the box in the beginning, so I'm pretty sure you guys guessed that you will need roses, and you should cut them slanted all the time. You should always cut them slanted. Don't ask me, I just know that you need to cut them slanted. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just taking off all the extra leaves on the bottom. This is just my preference. You obviously don't have to do this, but I feel like it will make it look a lot neater and they won't be in the way of all of the strawberries. So now I'm going to take my box and get my filler for the bottom. I just used this brown shred because I feel like it was a very neutral color and it wouldn't, what's the word? It wouldn't match with anything that I put in the box because it's brown. So now I'm going to take these faux rose petals and I'm going to scatter these all over the bottom of the box as well for a nice little pop of color. You can do whatever you want. You can do a heart shape. You can do no brown shred paper and just do all rose petals, you know what I mean? Anyway, then you take your bottle and just kind of measure out where it's going to be laying and your roses. So here I'm taking my cupcake holders and I'm just going to place 16 in the box in a way that I feel comfortable with or in a way that I like, because I have 16 strawberries. I'm also doubling them up because I felt like one was super flimsy, so I doubled them up. So I'm moving the box and I'm removing the bottle from the box because it does make it a little heavier on one side. So it makes it a little bit heavier to carry, but you can always put it in the middle. So now I'm going to decorate the pink strawberries. So I'm going to get my little plastic bag and cut a very tiny hole in the corner, and I mean tiny hole, okay? And then test it out in the sink, and very quickly from side to side just keep the same amount of force on the bag, and it's super easy to decorate these strawberries and it's really fun. Now it's time for the fun part. I was so excited to do this. Oh my god, you guys don't even know. But now basically you just kind of in your head figure out which colors you want to be by what, where you want to place them, and then you just put them into the little cups. After you start putting the strawberries in, you will see that your box is starting to come together and look so beautiful. I was honestly shook that I made this box. Overall, it's really fun. It is very time consuming, especially if you're like me and you're a perfectionist and you want all your decor to be on point. Like any little thing that I didn't like, I would throw the strawberry in the fridge and keep it for myself and start a new one. But it's a really fun item or gift to make for a significant other or a friend or a family member, whatever it is, whoever it is. And that was it. That is exactly how I made this box. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, give me a comment, think about subscribing, because I will be actually making another video in the future on how to make a strawberry chocolate bouquet. So if you're interested in seeing that, subscribe to me and look for that video in the near future. Thank you guys for watching, and I hopefully will see you guys in my next one. Bye.